How would you react to an emergency case of a student that requires your immediate assistance? How would you react to an emergency case of a student that requires your immediate assistance?
Also, it's a very good question. I will answer it in two ways. First of all, in my professional career experience as a legal expert, once I get a case which is very in a situation of emergency from my fellow student, the first thing I will do is to attend it immediately by listening and analyzing the situation. Without analyzing the situation, that means I want to have a fast step to solve it. So that's the first thing I will do. Second thing, if it needs a direct communication to be solved by the PSS administration, whatever time it will be, in my leadership of change, I will create a good structured communication whereby we can get assistance even in night. And this, I've tried to prove it. Public policy students know that there's some, even last semester and this semester, we get problems inside the class, but I volunteer direct to deal with them, especially first students who are sick. We just help each other because we're one family. And remember, always, PSS is one family. Regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of whatever, we live as one family. We do help each other, as the small spirit say. Thank you.
Alright, I'd like to thank our candidates. This concludes the session for the committee questions. We're going to move on now to the session where the candidates are able to ask each other questions. You are allowed 2 questions each. First candidate will ask one, so you'll alternate your questions. So we're going to begin with Carrie. She will ask David, he will respond, then ask Carrie, and vice versa. Okay?
Thank you. It's just, this question is just personal, in a way that you have, how will you, or what are the things that you believe in that make you a good leader for all of us?
It's a good question, isn't it? And very tricky.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't think it's tricky. No.
Okay. First thing, which makes me, and I believe that I'm a good leader, I'm multifarious. Multifarious. The meaning of multifarious is somebody who listens, share, and cooperate. Togetherness, we solve the problem. I'll be precise like that. I ask, it's not going to be personal. Carlo. Hey, you are advocating on change, but you've been in leadership. How did you contribute to the leadership? Because when you are there, I think you could have done the changes. Now, what do you believe now you've been changed in this new position and you've been there?
Thank you. Well, recently we just made one of the things that I'm really proud of being a part of the student council for the last 2 semesters was, you guys may not have seen it yet, but we made a proper code of conduct for the student council. Considering this, we never had we never followed any rules before that. And I was one of those people who helped complete it. And that is something that I'm really proud of. And to say your question addressing how would I make a change in this was that since last semester, for the past 2 semesters, we never had enough time. Time is never enough for each and every one of us. Um, for me right now, I think the change that I will be able to make is that the unity in itself. Um, we are all, from the past semesters, we've been divided, and that since we did not have proper rules, we were randomly just doing things according to what we think was right for us. But for now, with the change that I am bringing in, I really and strongly believe that there is hope for that change of unity and organized, more organized council and student body, which will involve each and every one of us to participate, not only the student council, but the student body as well. Yeah. Oh, okay. No. Let me just think.
You can pass.
Yes.
If you don't have any more,
I don't really have any questions.
All right, David, do you have any more?
Okay, it's in a simple way, very simple way. Carol, you advocate on gender, and which is a global agenda. So, once you become the president of PSPS, the definition of gender to you, is it male and female?
Oh my God.
Before you respond, I'm going to ask Ernest or Nashon to go around and collect the questions from the audience. So drop your name if you wish, and they'll collect
If
them.
I have any question to them.
Just collect. Okay,
Raise
next.
your hand.
Answer.
Thank you. I have mentioned earlier women empowerment, but this does not mean that it will only focus on women. Right now, I'm a very strong advocate for equality. For me, we are all equal, no matter who you are. I've come to that background also, where whether you're female, male, or from the LGBT, you're fine, you're accepted. And as I also mentioned empowerment earlier, this means that we are all empowered. You do not say, just because I'm a female, I will have power now. No. You say, I am me, I am capable, so I have the power to say whatever I think or contribute whatever I think would be good for the student body. So just because I highlighted women empowerment does not mean women entirely. Equality for all.
Alright, thank you. I think they have done well so far, right? So they deserve a bigger round of applause. We definitely have two strong candidates, and whoever wins, I'm sure that the student council will be in very good hands. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay. We've now concluded that session, and we're now moving on to the session of questions from the audience. Did you, election committee, did you call it? Oh, you're still writing? Okay.
Can I say something until the collection of students?
A comment?
Yeah, comment.
Sure.
Kind of comment. Good morning, everybody. My name is. Yeah, you know my name. Everybody knows. Bobo. Yeah. Well, the thing I want to say is that with David, we know this issue. The issue is that during class, if you pay attention, the African people will sit in one place. The other Philippine students will sit in one place. So I guess we saw that some kind of not discrimination. Just we have to mix everybody in the class. Which kind of recommend for the president who's going to be? Yeah.
Okay.
He knows about it, I guess.
Yeah, thank you for your observation. I think both candidates made mention of it. He just elaborated a bit more. to the fact that during class or in class sessions, Africans will usually sit to themselves and Asians to themselves and so on. So, yeah, something for you to try to address. All right, question to Carol. The Students' Council not too long ago made business cards for students who paid their council fees. Do you think business cards were useful and why?
Thank you for that question. Well, personally, for me, it would have been useful, but then, since not everyone had the chance to acquire their business cards, it wasn't. Um, this, the thing is, this is, wow, okay, well, to some, maybe yes. Because it all depends on how that person uses their business card. I mean, I don't know what's going on during the forum, because I don't have eyes on everyone, but some may give it out. And if you think that it will be good to have more business cards in the future, you can always sell. Because really, for me, insofar between by rating it whether it was useful or not, I would probably say it is 45% useful only because not everyone had it. And what I was reading in there was just I think to some they're just really shy to hand it out, and because they think that they're only students and they might not be able to use it for now, then maybe not so much.
Thank you. To both candidates.
Dia nggak tahu.
How do you define your relationship with PSPS students presently? Since Carl answered, I'm going to start with David first.
You know, I will answer it in this way. I try to be precise, but first relationship which I say with my first student, we are all students. We are all students. Regardless of coming from different nations, but I believe once we are here, we're all together as one. We are living like one family. Because, you know, being a student at PSPs and coming from Africa, Latin America, Asia, once you arrive at PSPs, even the nature of the subjects which we learn, whereby we learn about Saemaul spirit, preaches on cooperation. So here, the relationship which I have, it's social, friendly, and as one family. Thank you.
I like to believe that our relationship among the students right now has been well. And so far, it's been good having great moments with my fellow PSPS students. Most of them I will really treasure. It's been good, really, because I see and learn different cultures, and with respect as well. We respect each other. We value each other's company, and of course, I'm always reminded with this one, and I was even reminded for the past few days that I can never please everybody, and that's true. But then, the thing that I'm really happy about in my relationship with everyone is that even though I have yet to know the freshman students, I see there is a good possibility that I can connect with them, and connection, bond is really important, considering that we only have one semester, 1 year for the freshmen, and for us, not more months left to go. So it's there.
Thank you. I'm going to ask that you keep the noise level down, please. Thank you. Uh, this one is addressed to Carl, but I'm going to address it to both of you. The SRC has always been there for students' welfare. How do you intend to use your office to champion this course if you happen to get the nod from the student body?
Go.
The SRC has always been there for students' welfare. How do you intend to use your office to champion this cause or course if you happen to get the nod of the student body?
Go. For who?
It's addressed to Carol, but I think I can do both.
Oh, let me just be precise. When I was trying to say that what things I'm manifested to go to do once you elect me as your president of the student union, I spoke about something, creating a union that students are proud of. And I talked about the values which will be used as in my leadership, and I gave 5 core values of cooperation, integrity, dedication, ethical, and communication. So that's how I'll use the values in dealing with it.
Just to clarify that question, did you say how would I address the student council representative? Well, can you please?
SRC, which I think the student
Student council representative.
how do you intend to use your office to champion the course? To, I guess, amplify the fact that it's here for the students' welfare.
Oh, well, since the student council representatives are leaders as well, might as well delegate the task to them. It isn't only the president who is the head of the office and who has to work really hard, but also the student representatives. And they also have ideas, so make use of the talents and the knowledge that we all have, and then promote something good. Because each and every one of us came in together, we all have different backgrounds, intellect, and these representatives as well have their own things to share for the improvement of the student body. So, yeah, delegate tasks, listen to them, and do something productive with them.
Okay, thank you. Again, this was addressed to David. I'm going to address it to both of you. How are you going to cope with the language barrier, current language, when dealing with the PSPS administration or university authorities? Start with Carrie this time.
Okay. I believe that with our 2 Koreans here, they will always be there to help us. And at the same time, I believe in the students' capabilities to learn a foreign language. It may be hard, but it's worth a try. And again, I say, we have our 2 Korean fellows, our Korean friends, who would be there for us. And we have our other friends as well, as we interact along within our stay. We would make new friends, Korean friends. And then from there, or our Sansing names, our teachers, they're always there willing to help. We can contact them. Even our Taekwondo teacher or Korean teachers. I remember our Taekwondo teacher saying, if you have any problems, you can just contact him. And I believe the same goes to everyone as well. He said that. And then if not, there's Sun and Jay. Make use of the Korean people that we have. And be friends with them, not only use them. Because it's all about friendship.
This question is quite good because, first of all, even the intention of the person who asked, I think, intended to see that we all of us here, Korea is like the language we are learning here. So, and we are supposed to represent our fellow students, the administration, whereby we shall face Korean barrier. How will I deal with the issue? The draft code of conduct, I call it a draft because in my profession as a legal, to become practice and to be in function, there are certain processes to take place. So it's still a draft, but which has helped the student government to reach here, which is good. First of all, to make it legal, whereby the president has two positions to nominate. He nominates the treasurer and he nominates the secretary in the draft code of conduct. Now, I still call it a draft because the coming government, which will be under me, it will go to another legal process of making it legal document. That's what I say it's a constitution. Whereby we shall have the position, the president, to nominate few friends like Jay and San, who are Korean native speakers, to be part of the student government, to help in facilitating the communication, to break that barrier. But also, if you vote me, and I be your president, my fellow cabinet here studied in Korea is university. He knows a little bit of Hangul. I will nominate him in my cabinet.
Alright, these are two final questions. Carl, both of you, do you think the Students' Council fee is relevant for students to pay? And obviously, whatever your response, you'll tell us why.
In my opinion, it is pretty relevant because we all need support, financial support, and we can't always just rely on the office. We have to learn how to stand on our own too. So with the student council fee, we can do things independently, and it will give us the chance chance to run programs or events according to us. Because if you're personally, I think if you rely too much from the office, there's a big chance that they will tell us to do this and this and this and this and this only. Because then they can say that it's their money. So our budget will be limited. With the student council fee, it may be limited, yes, but the things that we can do will not be under their control. And we're like nations. We want to be sovereign. We want sovereignty, yeah. We want to be independent. You don't want to be controlled by anybody, do you? So that's why I think the student council is relevant, so we can run our own program and fund it, support it accordingly to our own.
Yeah, because we are all learning for the interest, to represent the interest of our fellow students. Mutantala mutanis, meaning that I agree with her on that, but I top up on certain issues. We don't see the relevance of pay because of one problem. The student government or student council has not yet, because peer space is growing, so it has not yet proved its functions and duties so that we students can really see the importance of having the student council. And this is the change I want to go and implement. That students should see the student council. It's there for them. So that they can see the reality of the relevance of paying the 50,000 in order to facilitate the functioning of the student council. Because without having a clear duties, responsibilities and function of the student council, we students will become reluctant to say, why should I pay? Do you understand? But if we are proud of the student council, and being proud of the student council, it's whereby the student council functions its responsibility in relation, in material to our needs as students, especially academically and socially. Thank you.
Okay, this is the final question. I'm going to give you 1 minute each to respond, or less. If you do not win, how will you fulfill your plans that you have made today? for PSPS?
Both of them.
Thanks for being a gentleman. Well, I think these things we can make it happen with or without the position as a leader. Because as I have addressed earlier in my mission to have a more united and empowered student body, these things can be done simply by having games, sports, or having meetups. Unity can be done if there's willingness from the students as well, and cooperation to be united. And such simple things, the mission and vision that I have is pretty much realistic, I believe, because they can be conducted in a very short period of time. Well, the culture sharing may be grande, but the sports event, the unity itself is there. And the culture can be shared too, because once people of different backgrounds gather together, you learn from them, you see how they act or they interact in things. So pretty much, I'm still game for it. And I also like to say that at the end of this, you guys are the ones who have to choose who is the fitting candidate for the position. I'm not here to ask for your vote as well. Like, vote for me, because I see things that David can do as well. He's a good leader. I see it from him. And ever that happens, I'm here to support him. Yeah, man. And I'll work on it from the back, like what we usually do. Play games on random days and have fun. That's what matters.
As the previous question I answered, I will apply with that have done this. I agree with whatever she said, but I top up that being a student president or even having this debate, we are not talking about political interest here. We are talking for our own students' welfare. And regarding that, we are still students. So we still need each other, cooperate with each other. So if she wins, it's not about winning. It's about the welfare and the interest of all of us students, so that we can live in unity and acquire what brought us here in peacefully by helping each other and cooperating. So I will continue to remain in the status of David Kakono to assist whenever needed, as I did in the previous outgoing government. I was an organizer in Chuseok. I was not a leader, but I put my idea, we did it. So I will support her 100%. It's not about presidents, but it's about the interests of we students. Thank you.
Okay, thank